I keyed
No
on
problem.
the wrong text for the title of the stream. I apologize. So we were starting the conversation by talking about the last game between Thunder and Strikers. It did not end really well for Thunder.
Mm.
So let me share my screen before we go into today's show. So what do you think about Nighthawk? The
What's
term
that?
that was
Night or
Nighthawk. The term it was given for Rehan. So usually it used to be the
okay.
night watchman.
Mm-hmm.
Is given the term Nighthawk. So
Okay.
he was sent
So he came
ahead of.
out and he started blasting at everything.
Yeah, he scored a couple of bounties. He got out for 10 runs, but he was sent ahead of Ben Stokes. Apparently,
It's
he
it's
had
Mac
their instructions. Uh,
it's McCallum. He's always gonna be crazy.
Apparently, he had clear instructions to finish the game yesterday after he took his
I mean,
fifer.
it's a good thing to see England play like this. It's bringing joy back to the game. We talk about Fanex, how they bring joy back to fantasy gaming. In a way, how England are playing Test cricket. I think it's bringing back joy to fantasy into Test cricket.
Yeah, think about it. It definitely brings a lot of joy and fun to discuss about it, even before
Mm.
we get into a show on a 2020 game. So, how exciting is it for a debutant, teenager from Pakistan to go back
Mm.
there and
Mm.
get a fifer in his debut test?
Rehan Ahmed is actually quite capable with the bat. We watched him in the Under 19 World Cup where he was impressive. He showed signs of becoming an all rounder. I think that's something they're working on as well.
Yeah, with the spinning being one of the top most demanded skill, I'm sure soon the franchisees around the world will be wanting him in their teams.
It's amazing. That's what I was thinking about it as well. It's amazing how whenever we see something, the next thing we think of it is IPL. Who's going to come and when? Who is going to pick him?
Exactly. So that's amazing. So I was just going through the Twitter feeds of Sydney and Adelaide. So bad news: Jason Sangha, the captain, is injured. And
Hmm.
who do you think would be the replacement for him as a captain and also as a player?
I think it's not as big a loss as it is being portrayed by a section. It's because Oliver Davis could move up the order where he's more suited, and then we'll also have cutting coming down the order, who will give them some kind of power and class against high pace.
Right. So last game, Harry was so brilliant behind the stumps. It took about 5 catches.
Hmm.
So definitely, if anybody picked him in the fantasy in the Fanex game as your
Hmm.
fielding choice, would have done really well.
Yeah. I think I had him. The only problem is I also had Rashid Khan as the bowling, as the one who can take most wickets.
He didn't come into
They
ball
didn't
at all.
allow him to
So,
bowl. Yeah.
so so how spot on was your betting call yesterday? So wanting Ponter being himself, he
Hmm.
wouldn't have really appreciated your betting call with Ben McDermott getting actually out on the
Yeah.
first ball.
I think it was his birthday yesterday. They were discussing during the match, I guess. And it's one thing predicting that, and it's a whole other thing that it came true in the very first ball of the game. It makes it all the more dramatic, especially on the back of all the calls we have made so far.
Exactly. And we did discuss about how Darcy's shot and weight could come good in
Mm,
yesterday's game.
yeah. I mean, there was this discussion on our preseason channel where there was these numbers against weight of that of Ty Berendorf and Jai Richardson, I guess. They were using the numbers to project Wade as not a good option to have yesterday. But the whole thing is about this is where Karlsov is making a lot of difference. It's using numbers in a clever way. It's not looking at batter versus bowler matchups. Yeah, at the maximum, we're going to get 30 to 40 balls. You cannot read a lot from that player's progress. They identify their weaknesses. The think tanks start coming into play. They devise strategies and everything. So what we do is look at overall bowler types to decide who is going to be a good option for that day. For example, when we looked at Wade, we saw how good he is against right arm pace in the middle overs and against new ball. There was no weaknesses for him, and which is why we had him in our 11.
Yeah, that was a brilliant call. And Tim David, we talked about how he could be batting in a bit early and get to face enough number of balls, but he did well with the failing lower order and the tail to help
Yeah,
Hurricanes bat their entire 20 overs.
yeah. Otherwise, it could have been a lot worse for them. At one point, it was something like 120 for 6 or 7.
And given that the win margin was just 8 runs, if David had not stuck
Mm,
around, they would have lost the game.
mm.
And also your
Yeah,
call
true.
on, so yeah,
No, nothing. We can go ahead.
no, I was just saying that also your call on Dooley. So, really
Mm.
interesting action, came in and picked up 4 wickets.
He looked deadly against left-handers in particular. He has his weight ball. I don't even think that it's something he tries to spin. He just cuts in fast and leaves the left-handers flummoxed.
Yeah, and also the ball that got far to place. He was really going
Mm.
on well, and just to get a delivery
Yeah.
like that,
Mm.
and
You could see
Fab
the
looks
tension
like
building
he.
up in the four balls, building up to the dismissal. To get someone of the caliber of Faf, who is an exceptional player of spin bowling, says a lot about him.
Yeah. So with that, let's look at the performance of Thunder in their last
Mm.
game.
Mm.
So it was a high scoring game, but
Mm.
Thunder could not finish it.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that Rosso took to help them get off to a good score, and I found it interesting how good Ross was and how comfortable he was at the crease, and even Oliver Davis, and that's something that's a problem that Melbourne Renegades has. You can easily counter Oliver Davis with raw pace and bounce, but in their bowling attack, did not have an option that could effectively exploit it. Russell has gotten slower over the years, so that also doesn't help. And in the bowling side of the innings, we know what Finch does at Docklands. He's like the emperor of that venue. And and it looked a lot more comfortable for them, I guess. And eventually it became close. But again, you cannot beat Finch when when he's in that kind of form.
And we could have Oliver Davis bat up in the order, Jason Sangha, injured, and that also brings Ben Cutting
Hmm.
into the 11.
It does, yeah. I mean, Oliver Davis is someone who can take on full length and spin bowling. That's the kind of batting type that works in the middle overs, not necessarily at the death. It might have worked in the last game, but it's not something that it can work game in and game out. So him moving up the order is good for Sydney Thunder, and they also get more. They also get Cutting, who is more suited to the lower middle order role.
And we all know with this scorecard what happened. So
Mm,
does Thunders have this kind of a pace and the exposure to Rashid Khan? We could see a lot of reds in the matchups.
mm.
So with the Adelaide wicket, Thornton will continue to be a thorn in the Thunder's batting lineup.
Uh, I think in general, Adelaide is not a deck where you would expect players of the type of Henry Johnson to have so much success, but it speaks of the quality of the bowler that he has had so much success here so far. And the movement he gets with the new ball, the ball coming back and jagging back in that pace, it looks ridiculous for right-handers to handle when he gets that kind of a movement. So him and Rashid Khan paired together, we predicted it ahead of the first game itself. It's a nightmare to face for any bowling unit. Them bowling together. I mean, if you want me to pick two skill sets that I need in the middle over 7 to 16, I'll go for extreme pace and and leg spin, quick wrist spin, and that's the thing that Adelaide have, and that's why they have been so successful so far.
So Oliver Davis batting up in the order, probably he's one of the better batsmen against Rashid Khan today.
Yeah, I think he in on paper he has the potential to handle, and in him combined with Rosso and Ross can manage Rashid Khan effectively. Well, not as bad as some other teams have played him. I think Sydney Thunder are better positioned to handle Rashid Khan. His problem will be more. Their problem will be more against Taunton, and especially when it's paired with Rashid Khan, because that means they'll have to accelerate one against one of these two.
Yeah, and the Adelaide deck is, if it is going to be slow for Thornton, it's going to be extremely slow for Faruqi and Sandhu. So
Mm.
the Adelaide batters are not going to have much of a problem with the strikers bowling in Adelaide today.
Yes, it is one of the problems with Thunder. It's a one-dimensional bowling unit. They do not have this spin. They don't have extreme pace, and which is why you see there is a lot of greens and yellows. And if someone like Wetherald is in better form, or Matthew should we have had a bigger sample size, then there will be even more green in these. You could be able to see even more green in these numbers.
Yeah, before we go on to the fantasy sheet and the each individual team sheets, let's see if the toss is done.
There's been
So,
no update or end. Okay.
so no update yet. So we'll check back in some time. So let's go back to the
Mm,
sheet. The
mm,
Adelaide Strikers one to begin with. We just discussed about Gurinder Sandhu, and Faisal Haq Faruqi, not
mm.
much of a threat today in today's deck at Adelaide.
Yeah, and in particular, Gurinder Sandhu doesn't enjoy bowling to left-handers with the new ball. So Weatherall is one half of the Adelaide's opening batting duo is left-handed, and he's also the one who is struggling the most. So it'll make it easier for Adelaide to start. And then Fazal like Faruqi is always a menace. As I said, against anything that holds a bat, he's an exceptionally difficult bowler to handle. But Adelaide is a deck where you can manage it effectively.
Yeah, and talked about Daniel Sam's effectiveness with his left arm old ball pace skills.
Yeah, I mean that's an interesting pattern that we have figured out in our research during the BBL. How much Weatherall struggles against left arm pace through the middle overs. He starts off well, but as the innings progresses, it's a bowling type he has found it extremely difficult to negotiate. And Daniel Samsey is someone who starts around the fourth and fifth over mark, and he'll be bowling at least a couple in the middle overs. So that's when I expect him to get out Weatherall today.
Also, Chris Green can, as we saw in the last game, can bowl a tight spell.
Mm. Yeah, he's really difficult to get away, and if he could tie Weatherall down, then that's going to put a lot of pressure on the batter at the other end as well.
Yeah, just let's go on to look at your next note on Matthew Short, Chris Lynn. Their fantasy potential seems to be really good today.
Yeah, we've already put out a prediction on it on Crystalline. Brendan Duggett's pace is the only real thing that can trouble both these players, and even Colin De Grandome and Adam House. So all these right handers, the only threat they really have today is Brendan Duggett's pace. If they're cautious against it, then if they do not try to hack him, like for example, Chrislin did the last game, he came down the wicket and tried to hack Brendan Dockett out of the ground. If he doesn't try anything crazy like that, we should see a lot of runs being scored.
Yeah, the only issue is the bottom order of strikers. The challenge being is that if the last two games like it happened, they are struggling
Mm,
to kind of bat through their 20 overs. They could come under a
mm.
lot of pressure, but you don't really see the Thunders, putting strikers in that kind of a position today, do you?
Exactly, spot on. Even though the number 6 to number 8 of Adelaide strikers is thin, this is not an area that Thunder can effectively exploit because of the limitations in their bowling unit.
Yeah, let's go back and see on the toss status before we go back to the Thunder's team sheet. So the already we discussed the red flags. This happened for Thunders the last game as well. They didn't face
Mm,
Rashid Khan, but with the
mm.
combination of Thornton and Rashid Khan, it could be an interesting phase of the game today.
Yeah, the one relief that Thunder have is Adelaide is a much better deck than Showground. So it may not be as restrictive as the last game, but I think it's still going to trouble them.
Yeah, so we discussed again this, Riley Russo, if
Mm,
given the pace the deck has, and if he can in a way not face so many deliveries of Thornton, his fantasy
mm.
potential he could do again well today in today's game like he did in the last game.
So it's really important for Sydney Thunder today to put up a respectable score, and for that, and Adelaide's best bet to get him out is Henry Taunton's pace and bounce. So how well this matchup goes will decide how much Sydney Thunder put up on the scoreboard.
Yeah. So again, Daniel Sam's batting potential, batting down the order. There could be chances of if his batting potential not doing really great today.
Yeah, it's actually something that's similar to Rashid Khan sometimes, because a lot of the times teams counter him with pace and bounce that he gets concussed, and this is a problem that they faced last season as well. So Taunton is someone who can effectively exploit it, and leg spin is something that has always troubled Sams with the bat.
Yeah, there could be a chance that you think Cutting could be promoted ahead in the order to counter the pace of Thornton.
Interesting. I think the toss is just done, and Sydney Thunder have opted to bat first. They do not have Cutting in the 11. It's Nathan McAndrew who has gotten, and Oliver Davis is at number 4.
Interesting. So Cutting did not make the cut.
Yeah,
So
it, it
all right.
weakens
So
their
we know
batting
the.
unit further.
Mhm.
Yeah, it weakens their
Yeah.
batting unit further. I think Adelaide strikers are going to feel the same 11. There is no reason for any changes. I think so. We can go to move to selecting our players on Fanex, I guess.
Yeah. So before that, you want to quickly discuss the fantasy sheet since the toss was done.
Yeah, I think the 7 players we have already given out, because this was a match that was heavily reliant on toss. We have waited for the toss to complete to announce the remaining 4. So what I'll be doing is going in. I'm still waiting to confirm Adelaide strikers have the same 11. Yeah, yeah, it's the same 11. So what
It's
I'll
the
be
same
doing
level.
is bringing in Rosso for sure.
So let
Just a
me
second. I'm opening the app and
try to also make the changes for our viewers. So I brought in Riley also on seventh
yeah,
position.
yeah, Rosso is in, and then I think I'll bring in Adam, who's I think if these players get out early, then I'll also be bringing in Matthew Gilks as my wicketkeeper, and Adam Hales as the sorry, Alex Hales as the last pick. Yeah,
So there you go.
so what have we
So Daniel,
got? Alex Hales.
Sam, Shard, Taunton, Faruqi, Rashid Khan, Peter Siddle, Riley Russell, Chrislin, Adam Hose,
Yeah,
Alex Yates, and Matthew Gilkis. How do you say his name?
I think it's Gilks. Maybe you'll have to hear it commentators say
Yeah,
for a funny name.
that's something I would watch out for today. So with that, let's go play Fanex.
Yeah.
Uh, Just connecting my phone. There you go. My phone is connected. So Finex, you can download the app from finex.in. As soon as you download the app and register, you're given 500 coins, and you have the first contest that you can play free of cost. You don't even have to use your coins. So we had a contest for the India Bangladesh game starting in Dhaka with 150 entries that fill in. So we've created another contest for 2,000 rupees prize money for the India Bangladesh game starting tomorrow. So we still have 150 spots left in that. So that's a super contest. So it's free of cost for you to enter. And if you already entered a contest without using your coins, you can use 60 coins to join this contest. Talk to us about the big contest coming up, Alf. So 5,000 rupees for the Melbourne Renegades and Brisbane Heats game.
I'm actually excited about it, and not just because of the prize money, because of the categories we have too, and it's different. It's not usual. I think you'll have to predict the number of boundaries hit and dot balls and everything. All of these makes me think a little bit more differently and use our fantasy cheat sheet better. So that's something that's locked in our team packs, so our subscribers can use it and find out who's going to do well in this game. So the thing is that this is the first time that we are giving out a 5,000 prize pool, and it's free to enter. The first prize gets something around 1K, I guess, and this is a cash that you could use to play a lot of cash leagues. And and it's I think I'm looking forward to it, and we'll be going heavy on bringing our subscribers into the league later today.
And you're going to have as many as 34 winners. The first winner gets 1,250 rupees of cash.
Yeah. I think I
That's a lot
won
of money.
125 a couple of days back. That's 10x this, so I'm eyeing for it.
So am I. So this is a great contest. So we will join this contest during our show tomorrow. The contest for
Mm,
our viewers to join. Total prize pool is 5,000 rupees. The top
mm,
winner gets 1,250,
yeah.
and the second and the third winners tied in the second spot. They share 1,250, and as you
Mm,
can see, the third spot is for fourth to eighth tight spots. So they split 1,250, and the
mm,
to make sure that we have a lot of winners playing this contest. So we spread that last 1,250 among 25 winners who could be tied for the fourth spot. Each can win 10
mm,
rupees. And winning
mm.
the prize contest by playing with your coins helps you to play cash contests that are coming up in the future. So talk to us a little bit
Yeah.
about that.
As we have been speaking about throughout the week, we are phasing in our users. First, we started off with just coins contest, which are free to play. But when you enter with those coins, you win real cash. That's the game changer with this app. And then we have just done it for 3 days, and now we're moving to real big money contests, which is how we are seeing at 5,000 prize money. And by the end of the week, what we'll be doing is we'll be getting in cash entries and paying out. Even bigger pools are coming into play, and I'm looking forward to it.
Brilliant. And to make sure that the ones FanX players who have been playing with the coins to help you to win more coins today, the prize pool is 5,000 coins. Goes for the top 10 who are tied for the first spot with
Mm,
500 coins each. So
mm,
you pick the following five parameters. We discussed in detail. Adelaide is a ground where a lot of boundaries are hit. So the first parameter you pick is the number of fours and sixes hit.
mm.
Second one is the total number of runs scored, and the third one is the number of wickets. And the top 10 winners, so tied for the first spot, get 500 coins each. So it just
Yeah.
costs 25 coins to play. So I'm just going to join this contest. There's still 49 spots left. Uh, Boundaries, fours and sixes hit. Who's your pick?
I think I'm undecided between Chrislin and Matt Shot. Last time you made a really good prediction of how Matt Shot will be making use of showground slow nature of the deck and do well, and it fell flat back on our face. So that it's something that we should keep in mind.
Okay, so I'm going to go with Chris Lynn.
Mm.
Given that he can play the big shots, so and the number of runs scored, whom would you go with?
It's going to be the same, I guess. Whoever is going to score the most number of fours, and I think it's something whether you can hedge your bets or go all in. I think I had a match shot for both these picks for the first and second one as well. I hope the logic works out correctly this time.
I think that's a fair point. But given that, Chrisland could score five fours and three sixes and get out for 38,
Hmm.
and somebody could score more
Especially
runs
the
than him. So
short square boundaries. I mean, just
exactly. So I'm
okay.
gonna go for Matt Shot.
Hmm.
Same logic I had in the last game, that play the anchoring innings and play
I think
a.
sometimes we do all the research and make the reasonable ones, logical predictions, and Chrislin was the one who did well in that slow wicket.
Yeah. And for bowling, Rashid Khan would be itching to get some wickets against Thunders. He missed out last time, so I'm gonna go
Hmm.
with Rashid Khan.
Hmm. I think for those who are trying to break the pack and really bring in those differentials into play, I'd recommend them going in with Siddle, because there's a lot of people that are going to select Taunton and Rashid Khan today. If you really want to break the pack and not share the prize money with those people below you or above you, then you should be picking in Siddle.
That's a good point. So talk to us a little bit about covers off on PCs and app. You're almost close to 500 subscribers. How's that going?
Yeah, I mean, if you combine both cars of and our surge, it's at 550, and I think it's at our subscription value is at something around 1.225 lakhs. So that's an exceptional thing to do in the first month of starting it without any organically. We have done it. We have not gone heavy on promotions. It's just my Twitter network and the success they had and the reach and the grand leagues that we delivered, and then the customers came in, and it's a lot bigger than we thought it would be. And we are expecting to launch our website in the next 15 days with the yearly subscriptions coming into play as well. So I think that's going to be a game changer, especially with the offers we have in play.
That's great. And we just have been adding close to about 20 to 25 subscribers a day. So almost towards the first week of January, you would be in having 1,000 subscribers. So, and the same time,
Yeah,
your website is going to be launching.
yeah, at the rate we are delivering grand leagues, I think one more and I will be up to 1,000 in no time. Especially with the second month subscriptions have begun. Those who started at have had no real addition to make. They have just resubscribed. It's not even something they are thinking about, given the value that we have added. It's something good to know, and they're all waiting for the yearly subscription, which is what even I'm excited to see how quickly we reach the thousand yearly subscriptions.
That's brilliant. And are there any betting calls for the day?
Yeah, I think we'll be going in with player performance on Chrislin over 26.5.
So let me bring up Bet365.
Mm,
So I'm going to go into cricket and go for Adelaide Strikers and Thunder's game, pick player, and then batter match runs. Chrisland over 23.5.
no, no, player performance. Yeah, the one that's below. We're hoping that Chrislin could take a catch or two, which would make it easier.
Oh,
Down,
you want
yeah,
to talk player
player
performance only.
performance.
Got it.
Yeah,
Player
I
performance.
think you get
Chrisland
over
over.
26.5. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the bet.
The thing here is you get 10 points for catches. So even if he takes a catch, all you need is 17 runs to make a difference.
All right. So that's the bet case for the day.
Mm.
Thanks for that. So,
So,
and before I let you go, go ahead, Lal.
no, you can go carry on.
Fine. So you were saying something about once you hit 1,000 subscribers, covers off as a business, it start breaking even, and
Mm.
if you're adding a lot more resources with more
Mm.
subscribers coming in,
Mm.
so as a business you're going to be doing well. But between now and January, talking
Mm.
about getting some like-minded investors
Mm.
in to be a
Mm.
part of the system. So what are those benefits of these early investors coming on board?
I think we've already started expansion drive, and we are bringing in top talents around the fantasy circuit into our team. So for those who are interested in working with us in any form, you could invest in cars, or you could partner with us. We could run a show together, branded show, and you'll be getting a part of our shares. And then I think we are giving out point 1 to point 2 two shares of cars of at for those who are interested in investing 1 lakh. Yeah, there are 10 slots. There are only 10 slots open. We're not looking for more than it, so that's a limited one. If you want to come in and pair with us, I think you can get in touch with me. You can DM me on Twitter, or I could give you my email ID as well. It's alagappanfl@gmail.com. There is a one that it's a covers of as well. I don't exactly remember it. Maybe I'll put it out, and people can contact me through it.
Al at coversof.ai.
Yeah, we also plan to, yeah, I'll at coversof.a. We also plan to give them lifetime subscriptions. You could be part of our shows. We also have these branded T-shirts and the caps going out, and all of this will be part of the package that Coversof will be giving its investors, in addition to the
Oh,
shares,
so
obviously.
so I just want to make sure that I heard that right. So you're valuing covers off at 10 crores, and
Hmm.
if I invest 1 lakh, then I
Hmm.
get 0.1% of covers off,
Yeah,
and
that's
then
right.
I get access to exclusive content. I'll be called
Yeah,
a co-creator of covers off.
yeah, you could become
So
part of a content team. You could work with us, and it's basically get a lifetime subscription as well. So you don't have to pay us, obviously.
and they could also get invited to your shows,
Yeah.
either on Twitter or on YouTube,
Hmm.
and
Could,
also we can go and be guests there on their shows if they're already having
hmm.
their own content shows around fantasy cricket.
Yeah, we have a huge plan for it. As you might have noticed, the auction that we conducted hit 10K views, and that's for BBL. Imagine what we could do for IPL. These are the kind of exciting shows we have planned. For example, you yourself are part of the Count to 10K dollars show, and it's first of its kind as well. All the things that we plan, it's not something that has been done before, and considering what it takes, it will be the last for a while as well. So it could be part of all these exciting shows that too.
Yeah, this could be a very exclusive opportunity, a very small window, open only to 10 investors.
10
Cost
investors,
you
yeah.
just 1 lakh, and you could be a part of this movement with Al and his team, creating a new chapter in fantasy and now betting cricket and be a
Yeah,
part of the history.
that's true.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for being on the show today, Al, and have a fantastic day ahead. And I will look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye, Count. Yeah.
All right, take care and bye.